been your biggest disappointment? Who's been your biggest surprise? Let's start there. Let's go with that one.
Biggest surprise will have to be the Giants and the Eagles. Will be my biggest surprises right now. As it stands, Philly 6-0. The Giants is 5-1. Looking back at last season, there's no way you're telling me that Giants is 5-1 in week 6. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Philly, you know what I'm saying, with the move they had made in the offseason and stuff like that, you were kind of, not so much surprised by them being here, but being undefeated at this point is what puts it at the top for me would be them.
For sure.
Biggest disappointment, I would have to say the team that resides in Las Vegas.
Oh, what? That's the biggest disappointment? Okay, I want to hear the reasoning. Is there any reasoning, or you just felt like they're disappointed?
No, my reasoning behind it would have to be, one, you get the big acquisition wide receiver in the offseason. You know what I'm saying? To add to your potent offense that you basically already had out there.
Potent offense that we already had out there. Now the offense is potent?
I mean, I'm just going off of the same.
Potent?
I'm just going off of the mind frame that I was given in our prior talks to this, that y'all was at the end of that rebuild and y'all was taking that step to be Super Bowl contenders this season. And what you was talking about in the prior.
I said that this was the last year of the rebuild, and that's what we doing. This the last year of it, though. So we just figuring and getting all the, the chains and all of that. We getting them, making sure we figured it out.
Oh, okay.
That's a damn shame, though. That's kind of personal as far as having that as the team that you feel as though it's the biggest disappointment.
No,
but okay, I got this.
Y'all went
to the playoffs last year.
Playoffs last year.
You're starting off very,
What
very
is your
right.
record this year?
It's not nearly as good as it should be. At the end of the day, when you look at our team, I wouldn't consider us the biggest disappointment. Now, I don't know if you've done, or did you have another disappointing team?
No, I don't really have too many more disappointing teams.
I'm going to tell you like this. The most disappointing team, and it's so funny that I said it was personal, because I'm reverting back to something that you had said. Them Tampa Bay Buccaneers is damn disappointing. Tom Brady is out there throwing hissy fits. 40-something-year-old man yelling at young men. You're frustrated about things off the field, which we know publicly are going on. Yep. So, I mean, come on. They talk about you not getting preferential treatment. Bro, I mean, I understand that you get but we know that the process takes, you know what continuity is of all people you know. So we don't need you to take time off out here. We need you to be getting it done. Why are you the number one most feared? I couldn't understand that then, and I will not understand it now. And it's now showing, and it's proof in the pudding. I don't care about who y'all ranked as number one. It's not going to work. You understand what I'm saying?
You better show me.
We're not worried about none of that. As far as that, he's the most disappointing player and team situation that I'm looking at in this first leg of the season. Now, can they turn it around? Obviously, you know this is a guy that is and should be respected. So we're going to give him that leg enough. But I knew that it wasn't no number one player in the league to be fed and worried about and all of that. We're not worried about no rankings or none of that. You got to come out here and play some football, man.
Well, that's what we had. Well, we're back on that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And other disappointments as far as Baltimore Ravens, and that's a whole nother chapter in the book, because they can't seem to close the door. Do you know what they remind me of right now? The Ravens remind me of the Clippers. Because you just can't close. And I don't understand. You got all that talent over there. All of that money getting dispersed and talked about and thrown around, who needed to be getting paid and this, that, and the third. And no doors is getting closed. Y'all need to step up to the plate and acknowledge that you're playing lack of daisical football.
The defense is booty.
Your offensive coordinator needs to be fired. Y'all have zero.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Listen, yo.
But
if you play the Ravens, you goddamn near know what they're going to run.
Yep.
And that ain't got nothing to do with the lack of receivers sometimes. If you can honestly scheme somebody, and they got lack of resources, you're in the hole. You need to change some things as far as that. That's how I feel.
The defense stinks, for one. For two, disappointment maybe so, but we're 6 points from being 4-1.
Bro,
I get it, but we, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like we out here getting smoked.
If anybody get it, you get it, because you lose it.
Yeah,
but it's not, like I said, it's not even nearly as glaringly disappointing as what the football, regardless of the record, Tampa Bay looks bad.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's like, we're not playing bad football. we're just playing bad football in bad spots.
Yeah, you can't close.
Can't close the door. Like
That's it.
Exactly like you said. We can't close the door.
Y'all come out the gate putting 20 out on somebody.
Listen, I ain't never seen it before where the Baltimore Ravens offense could put up 20+ points a game. Defense cannot hold their own. They get the win.
That's a fact. Then you couple it in when he's throwing them little, he might make a mistake or
Trying
two,
to force it.
which has happened. Like that's gonna happen, man. You can't just go out there and
But what can happen is the type of mental mistakes he made the last game, bro. Like those mistakes, we can't have those mistakes, especially in them key moments of the game. Like it's second down. One, you bobble the snap, get it back. We luckily to get that back off break. Two, you dipping, trying to run out of a sack after you bobble it and get it back. Running, throwing across your body, back across the field to a fullback. You see what I'm saying? Intercepted. I could understand if you trying to make a play to like a Mark Andrews or somebody of that caliber type of receiver, but you're literally forcing the ball to the fullback, the least likeliest person that's going to be able to make that type of quick twitch, quick thinking, like step to the ball or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like that is all on him. We can't blame nobody else. That's a bad decision that he made, and that kind of cost us the game the other day. And I was hot about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then you couple that with the two other ones that you take. You gave up one against Miami. Then you let another one slip in the other game that you like.
Buffalo game.
That could go either way, but it was your way.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta.
And the defense still had it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's separate. That's what I'm saying. Them little six, whatever it is, it don't even. I mean, it's just because you didn't close. They did what they were supposed to do. Now, the biggest surprise for me this year is honestly, like you said, the Eagles. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because regardless of whatever is going on out there, like you got Hurts out there. Where would you rank Hurts as a quarterback in the NFL right now?
Like at this moment?
Yeah. Honestly speaking.
I would say top 10.
Top 10, right? So, what would you rate their running game? Receivers.
Receivers are pretty good.
Yeah, pretty decent, right? Like
they got
is it overwhelming though? Like
no, they got good receivers. What's his name? Smith. They got Smith, and they got don't they got AJ Brown?
AJ Brown, yeah. But check this out. Was we coming out the gate talking about them in the beginning of the season?
No,
Did we think AJ Brown and this guy was going to make that big of an impact to have them making 6-0 and their defense was going to follow?
Listen, we knew. I knew that they would be good. I didn't think they would be undefeated. You get what I'm saying? Because they have great pieces.
Surprise.
So surprised.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like even last year when they got AJ Brown, or the last year, the year before, I'm like, damn, like that's a good ass pickup for them. Like he's a solid receiver. And then Smith is coming along every season. Like he's killing. The defense they've had pretty decent, pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Hurts coming into his own. So that's kind of definitely taking him to that next level. Like yeah, he right there. He on the cusp of that superstardom right there. If he can continue to keep going forward like how he is.
Oh, for sure. And I would say that them as a team, like you said, being 6-0 is telling. I mean, that's a surprise for that team to be there. And I know people was looking at the Rams in the beginning. I know people was looking at
the Rams might be one of the bigger disappointments too.
I mean, for me, it's going to be a slow roll with them anyway. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're going to play the long game pause because you can't really count them out like that. They got the talent over there. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think when you say like just the biggest surprise is the Eagles being able to be 6-0 and the value of who they played. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because some of the teams that they played, which I'm going to ask you next, what your top 5?
You want to know? I got one more top surprising team.
Who that?
The other New York team, the New York Jets.
Oh yeah, they got a couple big wins.
The New York Jets are 4-2 and are currently tied for the 5th best record in the league. Sauce.
Yeah, Sauce is out there doing.
Sauce.
He seems to be a personality that can be can be attached to as far as the NFL.
Yeah, playing good football out there. But that
big win against the Packers this past week. He put on a show and made a name for himself after was putting the cheese head on and all that.
Yeah, bro,
that was crazy.
The New York team right now is balling for real, and we just took a loss to the Giants.
Didn't close the door, but
exactly. So
let's go to the top 5 teams now. Who you got in your top 5 teams?